So this is our document camera that we're going to use for our lesson today. And we are going to use our wonderful historical primary source documents. Remember, primary sources means the stuff that happened at the time. And Chase's reading mentor was very nice to donate this stuff that his family had saved all these years. And these are the actual original newspaper headlines from when there was the very first moon landing. So the very first step down, you can see it's kind of grainy. It wasn't, a super great camera for our standards. To their standard, at the day, a camera that can make it all the way to the moon and actually work was pretty cool. So newspapers were one way that they showed it. Once they landed, of course, they had lots of parades and they had to give speeches and they appeared on television. So then in some of the magazines, they actually had color photos of them, like here where they're getting the ticker tape parade going through New York City and everything and being welcomed back to town. The president and everybody giving speeches welcoming them. So then we got kind of the color illustrations. And then if you were very into the moon landing, which a lot of people were at that time, you could contact NASA and you could get some of their press release photos. So then you could get the nice big glossy photographs that they had showing, the very first footstep onto the surface of the moon. Or taking all that into consideration, how long it took before you could actually get color photos, how long it would take before you could actually get some of the news because of how things were different between then and now. So I've showed you newspapers. That's one way they got news.
Radios.
Radio's a very good one. And not just the radio on the rockets and stuff, but the radios in people's houses. That's one of the ways they heard the news of the landing. They sat right next to the radio and listened for the news. What else did they have? They did have television. Most of it was happening today. We would have all of these things, but what else could they do? What could the astronauts do? While the mission was going on, what could they do to share the news with people? Oh, send a text to people so they could use their cell phone, okay? Tweet. Send a tweet. That would be good. I'm going to put a capital letter since Twitter's kind of its own company. Okay, what else could they use? Facebook is a big one.
Internet.
Okay, just any kind of internet applications, and some of these are ones that you guys know the specific names of. Okay, anything else besides Facebook? Facebook is good for posting pictures and stuff. What if they wanted to post a video somewhere online? You can do that on Facebook. YouTube would be a great one.
And Flickr.
Okay, so all of these are ways that they could do it. And so what I thought I would get you guys to do is pretend, which would be kind of hard because we've never been to the moon, although we might like to. Pretend that you tweet to all your little Twitter followers who are, they've got their computer up or they've got their cell phone right in front of them and they're waiting for every little update that you send out. And think, what would your message be? Because you've got all these people, the whole world is watching and listening. Picture it, maybe give you a little bit of inspiration. Okay. This is you out there on the moon. Go ahead and put your name on, and then I'm going to put some of them up here onto the screen so you guys can see what each of you thought of. Right. I just walked onto the moon. It is very cool. It is dusty, and there's no air or water. There's nothing living on the moon. It's very unique. Good word to describe it. It is definitely a different environment than what we're used to down here. After being crammed in a metal box, I'm about to step into history. Oh, and then you used an emoticon. Good idea. Onto the low gravity rocks on the lunar surface. And so you put all these scientific details in there just like she did. No air, no water, low gravity, lots of rocks. You guys are really thinking hard. The historical event has just happened. I have just stepped onto the moon. It is very rocky and my footprints are showing. I'm floating around in space and this is pretty awesome. If we got to keep this camera, we could use it for things where we're showing videos and sharing things and we're not having to wait and take turns and pass it around. Would it make classes more interesting?
Yeah. You could even put a book under there